From the battlefield to being boss. In light of Veterans Day, we decided to take a look at government programs that are helping veterans gain small business employment. Our next guest says 1 in 7 vets go on to become a small business owner. This is William Elmore. He's the Associate Administrator with the Veterans Office of Business Development at the U.S. Small Business Administration. Good morning to you, sir. We know the biggest private employers of veterans, of service people, the Postal Service, Walmarts, Home Depots, but many of these individuals go on to run their own businesses. Is there any commonality here? Where do we see this migration?
Well, I think, Margaret, historically, veterans have always chosen self-employment. In fact, veterans have a higher rate of small business ownership than any other population in America. So we try to support that through all of our programs and services at the Small Business Administration.
We hear so much these days about still the difficulty in obtaining credit, particularly for small businesses. What's the picture like for vets? Is the story any different there?
Well, the story is similar, but I think, there's some unique parts of our community. We have, for example, a program at SBA called the Patriot Express Pilot Loan, and that program is targeted to veterans and to reserve component members and to their families, and including discharging service members. So we really have worked with a number of banks around the country to deliver a program targeted to our veterans. And right now, anybody who applies who is approved can receive a 90% guarantee, and all the fees are reduced during the time of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. And it's been working. We actually saw that loan grow over 20% this last year.
Wow. Yeah, I see total loans, total here over $900 million in the last fiscal year. Where do we see some of these small businesses cropping up? Do some of these veterans end up staying around the military bases, or do they go home?
Well, it's actually, I think, a broad combination. There's more than 3 million veteran small business owners, so they are literally everywhere. We do see a number of vets and service-disabled veteran small businesses who are interested in contracting with the government. And so often that's going to be around DOD and military bases and so on, where they've served and perhaps where they've retired to.
Now, for active service people or reservists who run small businesses, if they get deployed, obviously there's a fair amount of difficulty in keeping a business up and running. Does this program you're talking about apply to whomever has to step in and run things in their absence?
Yes, absolutely. The Patriot Express, again, goes to the business owner, but we also have what is called the Military Reservist Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Now, that's a long title, but that's a program that is targeted to a small business that either employs a reservist in a critical or essential position or is owned by a reservist who is activated. When they're activated, they're eligible for this long-term, low-interest rate loan from SBA to help tide the business through whatever damage may happen from that activation.
What is it, do you think, that drives so many veterans, as you say, to start their own businesses? Is it just having been in a position of leadership previously?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Military service is a selective process itself, and you have to choose to serve. Through that, you learn many things about yourself, and you learn many things about America, and you learn many things about the world. And when many of these men and women come back, they're now determined to move on their own way and create their own path in how they succeed economically. So historically, as I said, we know for at least the last 25 years that 14 to 15% of veterans are small business owners. It's really a pretty amazing statistic.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I see here that some of the largest users were 25 to 30-year-old vets, younger business owners as well. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on this Veterans Day. That's William Elmore of the U.S. Small Business Administration.